So 2 years ago, we shared with you our trip to the Yukon and Alaska. It was a wonderful trip and one that we will never forget.
And if you're anything like us and find that kind of RV adventure irresistible, there's another one that you might want to consider. And this one's not nearly as well known. It's to Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, Newfoundland is Canada's 10th province. It's known as the Rock. And it is rugged, remote, and the only way to get an RV there is by ferry.
There are two possible routes to get there. One through eastern Quebec and Labrador, that is very remote, rough in places, and where fuel stops can be 400 kilometers apart.
We don't have that kind of range when towing, so we were taking the much more popular Marine Atlantic ferries that run out of North Sydney, Nova Scotia.
This would be a 9.5-week trip where we covered 11,000 kilometers, and we will have 14 episodes to share with you our wonderful experiences and adventures.
And just getting to the ferry in North Sydney was quite a trip in and of itself. And that's what we're going to feature here on episode 1. We are Terry and Cindy O'Keefe. We've been camping together for more than 40 years. And we invite you to join us on a 14-episode adventure as we explore Newfoundland and Labrador. Well, it's about 7 a.m. We're just getting ready to head out, and it is a foggy morning here at home. I think the local weather is trying to get us used to what we're going to be encountering in Newfoundland. Ready to go, Ranger? Okay. You ready?
I think we're ready.
Alrighty.
Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.
Welcome to Quebec.
Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours.
There it is again, 3:51. Sometimes, at the height of our revelries, when all is most right with the world, stuff happens. We were on the outskirts of Montreal when the trailer's tire pressure monitoring system alarm went off. It said that we had high temps, 351 degrees. So when we got to the side of the road, we expected to see smoke or flames. But everything seemed okay. We used our temperature gun on it. So we drove a short distance to the next exit to do a more thorough inspection and reset the system, which solved the issue. And it provided a good spot to cool off our hot dog.
So this is a great gadget for Ranger. So make sure you have enough water. Bottom screws off. Pour the water in. It's really easy to transport for the road trips, for the trail walks. Thirsty? Nice water. To avoid the notorious Montreal traffic, we opted for the A30 toll route.
Préparez votre carte debit credit. So I guess they don't take cash. It's a little tight through here. Oh, it's all automated. Just tap it. Knows how many axles you've got.
Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.
But even when you take the Montreal bypass, traffic still can be terrible. Welcome to almost summer. Yes, it's a collision.
You tell him. Yeah, he's barking his horn, eh?
30 minutes later, the collision was cleared, and we were on our way, eventually reaching the Quebec City KOA.
I'll be yours. 1 day 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 I'll be yo
I don't know, Sin. I hope they have a site for us.
Yeah, right time of year to travel. Day 2 broke rainy and hot as we left Quebec City. Later in the morning, the rains eased, the sun shone, and the wind picked up as our next province loomed on the horizon.
New Brunswick.
Take the exit.
Brunswick. The hills here just are endless. 63 liters. We went less than 200 kilometers. That's insanely bad gas mileage. But between the hills and that headland we're driving into, wow, that was an expensive 200 kilometers. Our destination that night was a boondocking location on the banks of the St. John River in Hartland, New Brunswick, right next to a unique attraction.
The destination is on your left. Arrived.
So this is the Hartland Bridge, which, believe it or not, is the longest covered bridge in the world, 1,282 feet, and we are going to boondock here. All right, so if you are coming here and it's a hot day like it is today, and either you don't like heat or your dog doesn't, you have a lovely area here. You can walk through here and park at your
Are you hot, buddy? Yeah, you hot? What do you think?
Well, it is going to be hot, and he doesn't tolerate heat well.
Yeah. I really wanted to stay here. This is a really beautiful spot with the bridge. You know, we could run our air conditioning on our generator, but there's actually, you know, there's people who live right here, and the wide angle on the phone makes it look far away, but it's not. And they're probably not going to want to listen to generators running. And if you start bothering the locals, soon this spot isn't going to be available for boondockers. So I think we're going to have to find a campground. It's all because of you, because you're hot. Yeah, I see that 2023 Camp Spot Awards for Best Campgrounds in Canada.
Hello, Sunset View Campground.
Good afternoon. Wondering if you might have a spot for a 23-foot travel trailer for the night.
Yeah, we sure do. And do you want a back-in site or a pull-through site?
Okay, my wife is giving me the hand signal for pull-through. So, yeah, that would be awesome.
Even though it was very early in the season, you could see why this campground was an award winner. The owner was super friendly, and the campground itself was beautifully maintained. And Sunset View lived up to its name. Day 3 found us back on the road, headed to Fundy National Park.
Pull into this scenic lookout here. These clouds are incredible. Can't see the Bay of Fundy, but you can sure feel it. It's gotten chilly.
Well, that was incredibly spectacular. But I'm looking at the pictures that I took, and it looks like, oh yeah, it's like a cloud, but it's was crazy.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. We have reservations for 2 nights on Site 44.
Okay, in headquarters?
Headquarters, yes.
All right, perfect. Come on.
Thank you. Okay. 3644. This is our site here on the right. Fundy National Park has a golf course, even a heated saltwater pool. But for us, our favorite attraction is just outside the park gate, the fishing village of Alma. You can walk the pier and check out the small fishing fleet. Or you can opt for a craft beer or espresso at the beautifully restored brewery and coffee shop. Buddha Bear Coffee Roastery. How is it? Then, of course, you'll need seafood for dinner. And there's a few places selling fresh caught lobster. What did you get?
Frozen scallops caught a month ago in the Bay of Fundy, freshly frozen. And we are going to make them the next couple nights. But we decided to hang on to those scallops and instead treat ourselves to the fares at Tipsy Tails restaurant.
What's this?
Scallops with a maple syrup and rum butter.
Ooh, that looks so good.
And what is our main course?
So we've got a lobster roll and haddock and roast potatoes. Should we try this out here? What's that ever? But the real star of the show in Alma are the world's highest tides and the unique perspective the harbor and boats provide. And perhaps an even more intimate perspective on the tides can be found at Hopewell Rocks Provincial Park. But first, a quick stop. Ranger wants one.
They're too hot to take out. Yeah, you can't even pull them apart or touch them.
Hey, let's look in the bag.
Fresh out of the oven.
Oh, they smell good. You're gonna have. Oh, they smell so cinnamony. You're gonna have to wait, Ranger.
I burned my finger. Ow.
All right, Hopewell Rocks, here we come.
We arrived at 9 a.m. just as the park opened and walked the ocean floor access trail. Yes, I'm wearing your coat because I didn't bring mine. It's a little chilly and it's a little big, but I'm warm. After about a 15-minute walk, we arrived at the top of the 99 stairs that will take you to the bottom of the sea, literally. Here at low tide, you can explore the ocean bed, 20 sea stacks and numerous caves. Carry you up on the way back. There's a lot of stairs for you.
You have a lot of stairs? Getting your fitness in today, eh? Okay, let's go. Look at you on the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. So in 6 hours, this whole cave is going to be full of water.
Will not be really well away.
So where we're standing is in a few hours going to be under about 40 feet of water. The tide today is 40 feet here.
Yep.
We're kind of on a gravelly bottom here, but 44 years ago, on our very first camping trip ever, we came here.
We did.
And we left this little rocky area and we went out onto the mud flats. What happened?
Well, we were like really young, so we were foolish. And I got stuck in the mud. Terry had to come rescue me. But that won't be happening today.
And then we got to spend a little bit of time back at the campground cleaning your shoes.
Yeah, in the sink. So we had the perfect weather, beautiful day, and we beat the crowds.
You got someplace to wash your shoes now.
Damn, wish they had it back then.
They've even got a spot for your dog to get a drink.
I'm not sure what's true. And after your time on the ocean bottom and climbing up 101 steps,
Okay.
yes, it's 2 more coming up. You don't have to walk the trail back.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Ranger, here to come.
For a couple of bucks, you can hop a ride to the visitor center.
After 2 days at Fundy, we were back on the road, headed for Nova Scotia's Cape Breton Highlands National Park. Are you helping navigate? Can use all the help I can get. To get to the park's Broad Cove campground, we'd have to tow our trailer on the Cabot Trail over Cape Smoky.
Wow, it's all I can say. I do not have a fear of heights, but just towing the trailer made me nervous. But the drive and that was breathtaking.
Early enough in the season, there's nobody here. We're supposed to phone a phone number to check in. So we just opened the door to put the steps down, and looks like the pantry door came open underway. That has never happened before, not even on the Alaska Highway. So we've arrived here at Cape Breton Highlands National Park. Cindy's got her winter coat and her toque on.
Yeah.
It's going down to 4 degrees Celsius. That's about 37, 38 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, we've gone from Quebec City, where we, oh my gosh, we have a heat wave, and now this. But it's all good this time of year. We set out the next morning to explore the rest of the Cabot Trail. The Cabot Trail is considered one of North America's most scenic drives, and just a few kilometers from the campground, we came to a lookout where we could watch dozens of lobster boats tending their traps.
You recommend bringing the trailer or just drive your vehicle?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I would say just your vehicle, but that's just me. The scenery you experience while traveling the 298-kilometer Cabot Trail will differ depending on the direction you choose to travel, clockwise or counterclockwise. But either way, the views are breathtaking.
While the Cabot Trail does provide spectacular scenery, it is challenging to drive in places. There are long, steep grades and hairpin turns where extra caution is required.
Jeez Louise, the way of the trailer.
He cut that corner a lot, and he was going way too fast. So should you take your RV around the Cabot Trail? Well, I will say in all honesty, we drove part of it with the trailer, and we were glad that we were able to leave it in the campground and drive the rest with just the truck. We did meet a few motorhome owners who drove the whole thing in their rigs, and a couple of them did have some concerns about their brakes because there are some long, steep grades, as we've said. But can you do it? Absolutely. Just make sure that you take your time and that your rig is in excellent condition. So Environment Canada has issued a wind warning. Some areas you're expecting winds up to 90 kilometers an hour. It's about 55 miles an hour. So we're going to make an early break for it and head down out of the mountains.
Leaving the national park a day early meant we would have 2 full days in North Sydney before we were to board our ferry.
Yeah. Now there's 2 private campgrounds right in the North Sydney area. There's the Arm of Gold campground, which is only a 6-minute drive from the ferry terminal. But unfortunately, when we were there in May, it was still closed. It didn't open until June. So we stayed at the North Sydney Cabot Trail KOA, which is about a 20-minute drive from the ferry terminal. This campground had some really unique views of the Labrador Lake Bridge.
It also gave us plenty of time to get last-minute provisions. There's a Walmart, grocery and drugstores, and it gave us a chance to visit Fortress Louisbourg,
Bonjour.
a national historical site run by Parks Canada.
That's a prison cell that you seen there,
That's what I wondered because of the...
Jackals.
Yes.
But see, that building there, it used to be a guardhouse. But now it's a prison for us French soldiers only. Not for the civilians
Oh, okay.
and not for the English.
So it was for soldiers that got themselves into trouble.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and there was a few of them.
Not that you've ever been in there.
No.
We really enjoyed that and learned a lot about this history. If you do have a day to kill waiting on the ferry, we recommend visiting Fort Louisbourg.
On our next episode, it's time to take to the seas, Newfoundland bound.